8 launches in the year. Well, that's what happens when you are one of the biggest two-wheeler manufacturers in the world. And those 8, by the way, don't include this. But technically, this isn't a launch. This is the Hero Xoom 160. We've seen it at EICMA before. We've seen it at the 2025 Auto Expo. And well, now we're here in Pune to finally ride it out on the streets and a little bit off-road. Now, most enthusiasts or most people who are interested in the Xoom 160 will already have all the details that they need. But the crucial question here is, can Hero create a whole new segment of maxi scooters in India? Will it be a similar story to the Xpulse 200 where they created that dual sport niche? Well, that's what we're here to find out. But the first order of business is to talk about design and cycle parts. So let's get cracking there.
Yeah, legend status, ask about the name. I've been putting in work, collecting the fame. Up in the stat while they watching the 10 in the game. Either you in it or just a critic, man, we ain't the same. I'm focused on making this history into my top 5 list.
Now first, design. I'm going to be very honest here. We're going to keep it short and summarize it for you. I like what Hero has done with the Xoom 160. This looks like nothing else out there in terms of scooters. And if you're thinking of the Aerox, think more Bergman than Aerox. I love this ADVH stance that they've given it up here in the front. You've got this biggish, not too tall windscreen or fly screen, and you've got sharp edges all around right in front with the front apron as well. You don't have a flat floorboard, of course. You have places to keep your foot on either side. Again, the seat is again sharp. The sticker job, not really to my liking, but it does give it an edgy stance. Around the back, that part looks the most like a motorcycle, which again is great for this maxi scooter, or Hero calls it the super scooter. That's my take on the design. Tell me yours, because it is a subjective matter. What do you think of the look? I kind of like this matte green that they have. They have a matte grey, a red and a white. I like the red one also. But tell us your thoughts in the comment section. Now, cycle parts. Now up front, you've got those block pattern tires, 14-inch wheels, alloy wheels as well. Both sides of suspension is done by Showa. You've got a 31mm telescopic front fork, 97mm of travel. Up front, you've got this dual chamber LED, this little beak thing that I really like, and of course the screen that I told you about before. Now if you come around here, you've got a fairly simple looking LCD. It's borrowed from other Hero products. Don't really have a problem with it, but you know, given the price, they could have had a TFT. It would have been a more premium offering here. Now apart from that, you get this flat handlebar. The switchgear over here looks basic, but I feel it will be durable. Now important here is it's got this I3S, or the silent starter generator, which again we've seen on a lot of other Hero products, and well, welcome addition here as well. Now ignition is right here. You get a key fob. All you have to do is push it, as long as you have the key in your pocket or in the storage space right here. Now that is, I have to be honest, this is a little flimsy and it sort of shakes around. You do get a Type A charger in there as well. Now the fuel filler cap is here, again is operated from here. You've got a 7-liter fuel tank. Again, there's no flat floorboard. You can place your foot on either side, and you have a slight incline, so you can, when you are in a mood for spirited riding, you can put your foot there and you have a greater sense of control. Now the seat height is around 785, 784 mm if I'm not wrong. The correct number will be on the screen. Ground clearance is I think 155 mm, which you know might not seem like a lot, but it got through the rough stuff pretty easily. We'll get to that in a bit. Now again, the stitching on the seat is similar to the stickering here. Looks good, and the seat is quite spacious and comfy. Not too hard, not too soft. Good job there. Another neat trick here is the grab handles are integrated within the design, which I really like. You also got this slight bit of tail section here to mount a top box, which is an additional accessory. Now around the back, you've got twin shock absorbers, 94 mm of travel. You've got a cast aluminum swing arm, cast aluminum foot pegs for the rear passenger. Also, you get a 140 mm drum at the back and a 240 mm disc at the front. Don't worry, we haven't forgotten about the 22-liter under-seat storage. It really isn't enough for a full-face helmet, but weekend grocery shopping, check. Now the engine is all new. It's a 156cc single-cylinder 4-valve motor. It shares nothing with the Extreme 160. We asked Hero and they said that this is completely new. In fact, the frame, the subframe, the engine, they're all new to the Xoom 160. Now around the back, you've got the tail section, which I mentioned earlier, looks very similar to a motorcycle. You've got this H-shaped LED lights all around, which is again great. Last but not least, we've got this upswept exhaust, which also looks quite ADV-ish. I think the package comes together quite well. It looks good, it's got the right parts on paper at least. But what is it like to ride on the road? A little bit off-road too. Let's get to that.
I know I've been quiet for a minute, I've been grinding, still in it, I've been counting these digits, excuse me. I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my business. If you see me, don't trip, just excuse me. Wrong if I do, wrong if I don't. That's why I do me no matter what, so excuse me.
Now I've ridden the Xoom 160 for about 50 to 60 kilometers. In and around Pune, we've come to this off-road location as well. And first, let's talk about performance. Now, that 156cc liquid-cooled 4-valve motor makes about 14.6 bhp and 14 Nm of torque. And let me tell you, it's plentiful. You can sit at 80-90 kmph quite easily, and you can get to that speed. You can't really compare it to a motorcycle. It does take a little bit of time to get there, but once it's there, it sticks to that speed. Also, the power is higher as you climb the revs, which is a great feeling and a very unscooter-like feeling in that. Now, from a refinement standpoint, Hero gets top marks. The CVT combined with that motor is great. You never really feel any NVH in that way, and again, good job over there. Now, when we talk about ride quality, it did feel a little stiffer out on the roads. That could be down to the fact that the tire pressures did feel a little higher. Now, the same thing when I came off-road and we were doing these little trails going up, going down, it felt really at home. In fact, I think if you take out the main stand, put chunkier tires on it, this could be a great off-road runabout, maybe shed a little weight here and there as well. So again, Hero gets top marks there. But in the city, I think with lower tire pressures, the ride quality will be slightly better. That whole new frame chassis that's specific to the Xoom 160 feels quite, let's say, international. It would work outside, and it does work here. Albeit with slightly better ride quality, I feel it could have been a more rounded package. But not bad at all. Now, in terms of ergonomics, the wide handlebar, the position of your feet on the slightly inclined foot pegs on each side, wouldn't really call them foot pegs, the foot floors on each side are great. In the corners, it does lean willingly. You can extract a lot, but I feel its true calling is that mix between an ADV and a scooter. Yes, you can call it a Maxi-scooter. You can tour on it. But I think you can have fun on it off-road as well. One area which can see improvement are the brakes. The rear brakes have almost no feel to them. They lack that bite. But the front end is quite good. The ABS doesn't kick in quite when you want it to. It's not too early, it's not too late. And it kicks in at the right moment. Again, great for off-roading. Also great out on the road.
Now, another aspect here I have to mention is the turning radius. It is quite remarkable, and you can turn this very easily in the city. The chassis feels nice and taut, and the handling is quite good as well. This is a willing leaner, and you will enjoy your time with the Xoom 160. Now, onto the matter of most importance, fuel efficiency. Now, Hero has claimed around 55 kmpl, but engineers tell us that you should be able to extract 45 kmpl quite easily.
Overall, I would probably sum it up by saying an 8 on 10. It feels nice to ride, it feels premium to ride, it feels refined to ride. Well, that pretty much sums it up in terms of performance, ride quality, ergonomics and braking. Now, the calibration of the throttle also feels very, very nice. That combination of the throttle calibration, the motor and the gearbox feel simply sublime. But it's time to sum up the Hero Xoom 160 for you. How does it all come together? Last but not least, but the most important bit. Price. The Xoom 160 costs rupees 1.49 lakh ex-showroom Delhi. I do think it's worth that price. Yes, its brakes are a little weak, but apart from that, I've loved the overall package. Hero deserves credit here. And I think, like the Xpulse, this too can succeed in creating that niche maxi scooter space. It's got some very, very good things going for it. That smooth motor, that short turning radius, and well, to sum it all up, a solid 8.5, even a 9 out of 10 for Hero MotoCorp. Good job. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.